In today's video, we are diving deep into one of the most controversial and sensitive topics in modern Ethiopian politics, the dream of Greater Tigray. Some call it history, some call it nationalism, others call it political fantasy, and many say it is a danger that will never bring peace. Today we look at where the idea came from, why many Ethiopians believe TPLF has this dream, what would happen if the dream became reality, and why even for Tigray itself, this dream may not bring the future people imagine. The idea of Greater Tigray is a political and cultural vision held by some Tigrayan thinkers and activists. It imagines a larger, more united Tigray, sometimes even independent from Ethiopia. Supporters believe this vision protects Tigrayan identity, Tigrinya-speaking lands, historic borders, and their political freedom. But not all Tigrayans support this idea. Outside Tigray, many Ethiopians fear it. What is its origin? To understand Greater Tigray, you must go back into ancient history. The Aksumite Empire, one of Africa's greatest civilizations, was centered in today's Tigray and parts of Eritrea. Because of this, some early Tigrayan nationalists believed that Tigray should reclaim its historic lands. They thought Tigrinya-speaking areas belonged together, and honestly, that modern borders were drawn very unfairly. These ideas later influenced major political movements in Tigray region. Many Ethiopians believe TPLF's long-term dream is creating Greater Tigray. The name TPLF stands for Tigray People's Liberation Front. It shows the movement began for Tigray, about Tigrayans, to protect Tigrayan identity, not to rule Ethiopia. So, back in the 1970s and 80s, some early TPLF documents actually talked about things like historical Tigray, cultural borders, disputed territories, and the political aspirations of the movement. Even though TPLF later denied wanting Greater Tigray, those early writings honestly created a kind of lasting, permanent suspicion. Many Ethiopians, still believe this goal exists today, and they point to four main reasons for their suspicion. The name Liberation Front sounds separatist to many people, raising concerns. When folks hear about liberating Tigray, they often assume it means independence for the region, or even the idea of a Tigray-only nation, separate from Ethiopia. So, during the EPRDF era, there were some pretty significant and controversial border disputes that shaped the country. Areas like Welkate, Humera, and Segede, as well as Raya, were moved to the Tigray region under TPLF rule at that time. Amhara groups, they saw this as a clear example of Tigrayan expansion. And right inside the TPLF itself, there was really strong Tigrayan nationalism, shaping the party's core identity and actions. Even when they were ruling all of Ethiopia, the TPLF's strongest and most enduring loyalty was, honestly, always to Tigray itself. Diaspora groups have openly promoted the idea of a Greater Tigray. After the Tigray War, some diaspora activists started pushing this idea again. This really increased fear and mistrust throughout Ethiopia. Let's imagine for a moment, what would actually happen if the idea of Greater Tigray truly became a reality? New borders, new country. It's quite the possibility, isn't it? Tigray could become independent or even expanded. Such changes in borders would certainly shake up the entire region. Now let's consider the massive conflict over disputed lands. Amhara, Afar, and Eritrea would strongly resist any changes. This could lead to military tensions, a humanitarian crisis, and ultimately, long-term instability. Then, Ethiopia would enter a state of political shock. Federal politics could change overnight, and other regions might seek autonomy. It's likely that national unity would weaken as a result. So, a new state, a new economy. It sounds exciting, but it's also a massive undertaking. Honestly, very heavy challenges come with that, and they can't be ignored. A new state needs its own currency, strong institutions, and trade agreements to function. And of course, it must gain international recognition to truly succeed. But You know, recognition is extremely difficult. The world just does not support or accept changing borders easily at all. Relations with Eritrea become unpredictable, especially if Greater Tigray includes areas like Irob, Zalambesa, and Tsorona. Eritrea will reject it, possibly sparking a new conflict. This is the part people rarely talk about: Tigray's harm. Even if Greater Tigray succeeds politically, economic success isn't guaranteed. Why? Well, most of Tigray's land is not very fertile. The region suffers from poor soil, limited rainfall, frequent drought, and honestly, quite a bit of erosion and hardship. This means, food production is very low here. A large population simply cannot depend on this land alone. Also, Tigray is landlocked. Without its own port, all goods must pass through Djibouti, Sudan, or Eritrea instead. If relations are bad, imports become very expensive. Rebuilding after the war already needs billions, resources, time, and hope. Schools, hospitals, roads, and electricity, many are badly damaged. A new state would need even more money. It's just one of those things that can't be overlooked. Here's an important point to consider. More land does not always mean more development. Even those disputed territories are mostly dry, rocky, and have low rainfall. So, expanding borders doesn't guarantee a strong economy. It's a bit more complex than that. Let's face it, conflict halts development. If Greater Tigray sparks new conflict, farming and investment will collapse again. Tigray needs peace, not just land. It's really that simple. The truth is this: the idea of Greater Tigray exists mostly in political discussions, diaspora debates, and in old documents. Inside Ethiopia, the political situation remains fragile, the economy is weak, and people desire peace far more than border dreams, as war has already damaged the region and its communities heavily. Today, most Tigrayans prioritize safety, food, jobs, peace, and rebuilding homes over any future nationalist vision or politics. The dream of Greater Tigray is a powerful idea with deep historical roots. But it is also a controversial vision, bringing massive challenges, not just for Ethiopia and the Horn of Africa, but for Tigray itself. As the region works to recover from the devastation of war, most people agree that peace, stability, and development matter far more than any dreams of changing borders or territory. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, please remember to like, share, and subscribe for even more insightful content about the Horn of Africa.